Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is program number 6 with Richard Liersch, who is owner of a wonderful organization called My Living Legacy, which you can access by going to mylivinglegacy.net. And there you can find a PDF that you can download, which will tell you how to capture the memories of people in your family, and especially the more elderly people that you want to grandma, grandpa, great grandpa, great grandma. You want to capture the story of their life. You could do it with anything too, but or anyone, but that's one of the main ideas. And we do have Richard on the phone right now. Hi, Richard.
Hi there.
How are you, man?
Doing great. Doing great. Good to
Good.
talk to you.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you. So, I wanted to bring up a couple of things, if I may. Uh, we did a show months ago where a young lady named Linnea Byrne read part of one of your stories, Angel in the Crowd, or My Angel in the Crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we can arrange to have her read some more of that story or not?
Yes, I think we can. I think she would be more than willing to do that. She likes the exposure because it's good for her because of being an actress out there in New York.
Right,
Everything she can put on her resume
right.
is to the
It's to
good.
her advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it okay if I send her a copy of this show we're doing now so she knows we're
Oh, sure.
thinking of her and trying to promote her? Her name is Linnea, Linnea. Last name is Byrne, Byrne.
Linnea. I think it is. It
Oh,
kind of
is it
French.
Linnea? I have
Yeah.
another friend who, thank you, Richard. Linnea Byrne, she's an actress living in New York City. And do you happen to know anything she's been in?
I don't know. I haven't really been in contact with her. Her I'm doing some work with her father, who is
Tom,
taking My Living Legacy and turning that into an instructional uh, online company.
huh?
So
Tell
that
us
was
more.
was
Tell
kind
us
of
more about.
ironic.
Okay, tell us more about that. Well,
I
his name is Tom. Tom Byrne.
so yeah, and Frank Byrne is his name.
Oh,
So
Frank
what's
Byrne. Okay.
yeah, and so him and his brother, they both are in television, and
Okay.
so they decided that they wanted to take Living Legacy now, and then uh, I think I think what they're going to do it on a subscription basis, training
Okay.
people how to do it. And I think it'd be like a 2 week course, like a crash course where they can learn how to, properly interview someone without just saying, "Oh, I have to shoot from the hip and do a life story."
Okay.
There are going to be some other adjustments. That's why this is good for us to be talking because
Yeah.
I, my living legacy is going to go through another major change very soon, and that is going to be with another company out east. It seems like another one of um, these companies with LinkedIn found me, and what they want to do is turn it into, for instance, like where people are doing life stories or genealogies,
Right.
and attach it to their company. In other
Okay.
words, or like these blood samples, you'll send your saliva sample
Right.
in.
23andMe and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they want to connect my company with, and then take it to a large level. So they want me to partner with them on that.
Okay.
So I'll be giving up my ownership of the company to them, and then I will become like a third in this partnership.
Okay. Now, is either one of those two projects public as of yet or not?
No, no. Um,
Okay.
that's what I'm waiting for the first one with Frank Byrne.
All right.
And the new one, um, they do quite a bit of work on the internet as it is with large corporations. So they just have a feeling about personal life stories. It's very touching.
All right. So will you keep us up to date about this in the future?
Oh yeah.
Because I hope to do future shows with you too.
This will be fun. What level they take it to, because from what I understand, they are very polished in what they do. So
okay.
And
good.
I did my due diligence on when you do business with other people.
Right.
You want to know you have to be careful in these days because
Oh yeah, no, you really do. Unfortunately, our society is full of scams and etc. So
it is.
We do have to be careful. There's no doubt about it.
So that side of the story, and I'm excited about it because when you get our age, you start thinking, well, am I going to see my project done to its full?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I don't know if anybody is going to continue my various TV shows when I'm gone. I don't think so, but I have one friend who might. He signed some what's the word I want? Some initial some initial paperwork, just like kind of like a memorandum of understanding. So he may or may not. He may or may not do that. I don't know, but we'll see. But I would hope to leave these things. I've got 3, 4. I've got 4 YouTube channels now. So I am growing a little network here.
And you have a good customer or a good base of listeners?
Yeah, pretty good. I would like to have more, obviously, but I'm interviewing 3 different companies that might be able to get me either more subscribers or more views on any one given video.
Yes.
But they charge, well, one of them charges 95 or 99, and the other 2 charge more. So I don't know. I don't know if I can afford it. I may wind up just.
Is it a subscription basis or?
No. It's just for at least one of them. It's a one-time fee, and they. What am I trying to say? It's a one-time fee for each iteration. Like they'll get me 3,000 views on one video. One that I pick for like $95.
Wow, that's pretty dark.
That's not too bad. In my limited experience, I'm not fooling anybody here. I'm still 23 years later. I'm still pretty much a beginner, but trying anyway. And then the other thing they can do is get me new subscribers. I think they charge. Oh, I don't remember now. Seems like, I don't know. Seems like 125 or something for X number of subscribers. I could go look it up on the internet if I felt like it, but
yeah.
But it's good, and I can just do it. At least with one of the companies, I can just do it as I go. I don't have to pay. There's one of them wants me to pay a bunch of money up front. Well, I'm like you. I'm on Social Security, so I certainly don't have any bunch of money up front. So I can just pay as I go on some of these.
Yeah, and of course, if you're not getting any payback on this thing, that always can be
Well, I probably won't do it unless any one customer says, yes, do that for me. And then I could pass the cost on to them.
Sure.
Yeah, advertising or get their name out there. Yeah, so I'm hoping just to get back to what we were doing here as far as the legacy. I'm hoping that at least somehow the story of people, stories get told. There's there's all these famous people that get interviewed on television, and it's the average man that has a story, which what you do. You interview people and they talk about their particular issue or interest,
Yeah.
and that's the value. That's the real value.
Well, I think there's something about story. I mean, look at movies. Movies are so popular for 100 years now, at least, probably longer. Well, probably more like 120 years. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, people love to express their themselves and their wins and losses and everything by telling stories. It's just kind of how it is. So,
Yeah, it's the only sad thing is the average person who has really slugged it out, and instead of the negativity that we see on television, we want to hear the positive stories of people. How they
yeah,
raise their
yeah,
families
we
and
do.
how
Yeah. It's just that, unfortunately, as everybody already knows, the positive stories don't always get the press. What they say on in the news, something like if it bleeds, it reads, or if
yeah,
it's this or
exactly.
that, it goes on page one. Or
Right, and so I guess the main thing is that they could store it, and then if they feel like it, I mean, a lot of people spend a lot of money on funeral homes as far as cemeteries. A lot of people spend a
yeah,
fortune on
yeah, they
cremation
do.
now,
Yeah, yeah,
but the story is gone. They're
yeah,
and whether it's really of value, they have to sit down and see if their story is of value to their family or to friends.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Well,
But you,
hopefully it is for most people because that's your grandmother or your Uncle Fred or, you know,
exactly.
someone that's precious to you. Or I can see lots of other uses for My Living Legacy. Like if you're doing some kind of a documentary, you could probably get some of the material by using a My Living Legacy .net format.
Another way it could be used is as far as if a person is going to interview for a job
Okay, that
and you
sounds
have
good.
and they want to know your background
Yeah,
and they want to see you how you're reacting to, let's say, how you reacted to your parents or how they were and how you talk and your 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 composure. And not only
right.
that, there's a lot of questions that they don't have to answer all the questions or any of the questions that if you say, okay, I'm going to use My Living Legacy as a basis for the interview of for your job. Tell
Yeah,
them, pick out a few items in there that you'd like to talk about,
right.
and it could be about their early family life. It could be their interests, their hobbies, uh, their health. Because
Well, and I could see anyone who wants to promote themselves on social media, whether they want to become an influencer or anything, they could use the My Living Legacy format to shoot some video of that and then post it. And you can post it, short videos, long videos, both. Nowadays with AI, you take a long video and cut it up into 10 little short ones, or do text to video, or pretty much anything. So, yeah.
yeah, and so in other words, they could do it what they call like a 10-minute short,
Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
they're,
Yeah.
they're,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're, they're
prospective employer can look at that and say, because the way people are interviewed right now, a lot of it is done now through AI and through keywords, how you interview, how you write your letter.
Right.
You go up for a job and they don't even want to look at you any longer.
Mm-hmm.
What they want to do is shoot me an email about yourself
Mm-hmm.
or your capabilities. And
Yeah.
with the legacy, you actually see the person.
Yeah.
And for instance, if they're talking about their hobbies or their pets, like we had a horse here, we had a dogs, we like cats. I mean,
Yeah.
the point is that people are expressing themselves more down to earth than if they were doing an interview.
Right. Very much so. Yeah. The interviews like this are a little more, just a little more stilted, a little more formal. Even the relaxed ones are a little more formal, I think.
Yeah, and they can do that whole thing on Zoom.
Yeah. Anywhere. Yeah. Zoom that's what we use here in our company. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, the thing I'm trying to say is that it would be the best. It's just another way. The legacy is just another way of people telling their story.
Right.
And your climb to, how you climb through your life is an interesting. I'm sure if I sat down and interviewed you,
Oh yeah.
You'd have a lot to tell.
Oh yeah. No, that's absolutely true. By the way, before I forget it, I meant to ask you this earlier in the interview. If we have this, her name is Linnea. Is that how she pronounces it?
Linnea, right?
Linnea Byrne on again to do your reading. Would you mind if I also at some point did a show with her, interviewed her about her acting skills?
That would be super. I think she'd love it.
Because I would like to, in a sense, repay her for reading for us by giving her a free show or two.
Yes.
And I know she's not a very big star, but who knows what the future holds for someone like that,
Yes. and I firmly agree with that she does that. That way it's a little bit of payback.
I'll probably send her an email exploring the idea, and I'll CC you on it.
I want to tell you a little bit more about my Angel in the Crowd. That's going through a little bit of transformation right now.
Have you been rewriting the story of it, or what?
Not me. There is a scriptwriter in Massachusetts who lived in Hollywood and wrote movies out there. And then for whatever reason, he moved east. He didn't like the Hollywood scene anymore. And again, I was in contact with him. And in fact, I received an email from him yesterday telling me how he's revamping the story.
Okay.
A little bit, he said, because the way I wrote the story, just so your audience understands that a lot of times people will write it as a book. And and so then they don't actually storyboard or like a comic blocking of videos or anything like that. They just write a story. Well, when it goes to a scriptwriter then or a screenwriter, they have to tear that whole thing apart and make it so it becomes alive when you start watching that the movie.
Yeah. That's true.
And so what he has done, he has scrapped some of the original scenes and turned it into a more of a dynamic start to the movie.
Okay.
And where she is in an accident in Chicago, and then where they end up on the farm.
Okay.
At Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
Right.
So he just shot me an email yesterday, and saying that this is going to be a good year. So he's working on it.
Okay. How long, Richard, how long has he already been working on it?
A a couple months.
Okay.
And,
That's not
yeah,
bad.
and he
Okay.
said it's difficult. It's not like just writing a story. When you write characters and scenes and people who's talking, you have to use the screen format,
Right.
and so that's so it's more difficult. He explained that to me, that being a screenwriter, you have to really you see it as a movie, and so and it takes time. So I have, obviously, when you write a story, you get all excited about seeing it done.
Oh yeah.
It's like anything,
Yeah.
and you have to be patient because what I've done, just so you're aware of it, Mark, I've given him the rights to the movie, and so I own the story, he owns the movie,
Okay.
and so we split it,
Okay.
and it's all a handshake, and it's just fine with me.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because I never could bring it to screen otherwise, without him.
Yeah.
And believe me, it's hard to find scriptwriters who want to participate.
No, I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he
Yeah.
sees the quality in the story.
Well, good. No,
In the
that's
story.
good news because he may be able to option it for a movie at some point. That would be nice.
Yeah, and the one thing is, the story that I wrote actually got up to Mark Wahlberg's director,
Okay.
producer, but it got turned down because it was a book again.
Yeah. Well, that's like you say, that can get fixed.
And so there's a fellow, the company I'm dealing with out east, and they're in contact with another movie producer.
Okay.
And so when it's finished, we'll see how it floats.
Okay.
Because, the chances of any movie or any story going to film is it's been explained to me, is like winning the American lottery.
Yeah, that's true. Although, yeah, and I've heard I follow TV a little bit, as you might guess, and uh, some some movie projects take 10, 12 years to bring to fruition because this or that got postponed, or this or that person changed their mind, or the funding went away, or
Yes.
yeah, who knows? So
And the one thing is, I tried to do one thing when you write when I found out people out there listening write stories, you try and keep the locale as close as you can, so that the camera people don't have to keep moving around.
yeah,
City to city to city to city.
yeah,
And
okay.
I'm finding that most of the films today are being done in Canada.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right, well, I'm going to have to cut you off because we're kind of at the end of our time. What do we feel like doing at this point? Do you want to do another show? You want to wait a different day? We've done 2 shows today.
I think we probably have exhausted our time here for the day. You could always call me back. And so I'm doing another movie myself. I'm doing a 10-minute short.
Okay.
And doing them, I could explain a little bit sometime next time.
Yeah, next time. Yeah. Give me a teaser. What's the name of it? Or just we're gonna run out of time, but just give me a quick teaser about it.
The name of the movie, and I've shot the video for it, is called Crush.
Okay.
It's all about my wife taking the car to the junkyard.
Okay.
And it begins talking to me.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, folks, that's as you can hear, that's our time. So we're gonna sign off. Richard, I'm gonna go ahead and sign you off.
Okay.
You take care of yourself. Let's talk again soon, okay?
You too, Mark. Stay healthy.
All right,
okay?
sir. Thanks so much for being a guest on the show.
You're welcome.
I do appreciate it. All right. Folks, that was Richard Liersch with mylivinglegacy.net. And as you can see, he's even though he's in his 80s, he's poking around the movie producer world to see if he can get some of his stories. Yes, I do yawn on camera. It's quite common. Get some of his stories produced. Thank you all very much for coming today. I do care about you very much, and we will talk to you soon. Lots of shows coming up this month. So this is January of 2025. I got 3 or 4 or 5 shows on the books at least this month already. So we'll see you soon. Thanks so much. As you already know, my traditional way of signing off is to turn my head and look at the Zoom screen here and try to push the off button. Take care. Thanks again, everybody.